I'm not threatening you. Say one more word, and that's 30 days. 30 days.
Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to Sovereign Citizens Hall of Fame with your man TP. Today, we are courtroom hopping into the courtroom of Judge Kristen D. Simmons out of the state of Michigan. Judge Simmons just recently, a couple days ago, had a sovereign citizen in her courtroom. And if you do not know who Judge Simmons is, we have shared a couple of her proceedings here on the channel. I think it was only two. It really was a couple. And when I tell you that this lady does not play, I mean, we hear about the Simpsons, the Middletons, the Perkins, the Slavins. We hear about all of these different judges that are no nonsense. And we probably don't hear about Judge Simmons as much because she probably doesn't have as many cases of sovereign citizens before her as they do. But when I tell you that this judge is at the top of the list of not playing any games, I mean, she does not play, and I don't see her doing anything different in this proceeding. But what I'm going to do, just in case you don't believe me, I am going to add those two other proceedings to the end of this one. If I'm not mistaken, I think a guy came trying to use the Bible as a defense, really taking scriptures out of context. Another guy, I think he was drunk on the Zoom trying to do his proceeding. And when I tell you she wasn't having it, guys, she was not having it. So I will add those to this proceeding as well. So with that being said, guys, let's go ahead and jump into this first case.
City of Lansing versus Aaron Skates, 25-01554. Parents, please.
We'll vote on behalf of the City of Lansing, Your Honor.
You are Aaron Skates? Okay, today was the date that was scheduled for hearing. I have a hinder, obstruct, oppose, pretrial, and a furnishing false information. Did you all discuss this matter and how do you want to proceed?
Your Honor, if I may, Mr. Waddell did speak with Mr. Skates before we were on the record here today, and Mr. Skates indicated that he had submitted some documents to the court, and we did not receive any documents from you.
There's been no motions filed with the court. There are some documents in the file, but that's not a properly filed motion according to the Michigan court rules, so the court does not have jurisdiction to review those.
Yeah, at this point, there was no offer made. We were giving him the opportunity to present us with some sort of documentation, but at this point, we have no motion.
Okay, they're not offering a reduction in the charge. You have the right to proceed to a trial. You have the right to jury trial. I think you declined court-appointed counsel and said you would retain an attorney. Is that accurate?
I was talking to one, but it's not really in my means to acquire the attorney.
Okay, so would you like to maintain your not guilty plea and proceed to trial, sir?
I don't consent to anything here. I can't let constitutional rights were violated. So I am on the record. My status is a Moorish American national. I am not a Black person. I am not a United States citizen. So that's why I claim my nationality as a Moorish.
You don't have to be a United States citizen to be charged with a crime in the United States. I know if I were you, I wouldn't go around here in open court live stream declaring that I'm not a United States citizen facing criminal action with the current federal administration. That was not in your best interest. I wouldn't do
I
that.
can't claim my national status on the record.
Yeah, okay, that's fine. But you are making a declaration that you're not a citizen. And we have an administration that is making efforts to make sure people who are not citizens who are facing criminal actions are deported.
So when I'm claiming my national status on the record, it's for this land here.
I recognize that. This land here is known as the United States of America. This court sits in the city of Lansing, Ingham County, state of Michigan.
The United States is a
Okay.
federal corporation though.
Okay.
So when I claim,
Wonderful.
I'm not
If you want to
arguing,
maintain, if you want to stand mute, you have the right to do that. You have the right to plead guilty or plead not guilty. I recognize that you're asserting yourself as a sovereign citizen.
No, not sovereign citizen.
What are you
So
saying?
just don't, it's confused, it's a misnomer to say sovereign citizen.
What you're asserting yourself as what?
Just sovereign on the land.
Okay.
Indigenous
Okay.
to the land.
I'm happy to hear that you're sovereign and indigenous to the land. The court will continue your not guilty plea. This matter will continue to trial, okay?
Can I get some type of documentation?
We're gonna give you the notice to appear for a jury trial. September 2nd at 8:15. September 2nd at 8:15 in person at the court, okay?
Okay. And you said
You need to wear a shirt that has sleeves.
I just came from work, so.
I recognize that, but I'm talking about for your jury trial. You're gonna need to be appropriately dressed, okay?
This isn't.
It is not. And I'm advising you of this on the record so that you know to come appropriately dressed for your trial. Okay? Thank you. Do you have any questions for the court at this time? Any additional matters for the record?
Nothing from the city, Your Honor.
Thank you. We'll get you a notice to appear. You're all set.
Let's get that in the mail or.
No, we're gonna get to you right now.
Okay.
Well, guys, we've come to the end of this first proceeding dealing with Mr. Aaron Skates. As we can see, he talked about being a Moorish American national, being sovereign and indigenous on the land. He did put in some paperwork. He filed them, but they weren't filed properly as motions. So they were in record, but they weren't filed as motions, as we all can see. So pretty much the court just straight ignored it. But I commend the judge on telling him about playing these games, saying that he's not a U.S. citizen with everything, like she said, that we have going on out here, you know, in America. You know, a lot of people are being deported. A lot of people are being snatched up because of, you know, like she said, the current federal administration that's in, you know, they're not having it. And, you know, if he is truly an American citizen and he's playing this game, I'm sure he would be able to prove that if somebody did come for him, that, listen, you know, I belong here. I am really from here. But that was the first time I heard somebody say that. And I thought, you know, that was really important that she made that clear. Like, you know, a lot of these games that you guys are playing, you know, you got to be careful what you're doing because you don't know how it's going to come back on you later on down the road. But with that being said, guys, I'm going to get you to these bonus footages of Judge Simmons. Like I said, it's 2 different cases that we shared here previously on the channel. I just want to say thank you for joining me. As always, there will be no commentary after these. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, comment, all of the things you've been doing. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And with that being said, guys, let's go ahead and jump into these last 2 proceedings.
On the record in the matter of the people of the city of Lansing versus Rambo L, file numbers 22L2761882, 881, 883. Council appearance, please.
Matt Staples on behalf of the city of Lansing.
Okay, and then Rambo L is present. Do you have an attorney, sir?
I'm here by special appearance.
Okay. Mr. Staples, my understanding is that you're moving to dismiss these.
Just the failure to display ops, Your Honor. I did check the Secretary of State. His license is valid, and he did show me that license, and that he does have it in his possession, so that the misdemeanor charge would be dismissed.
Okay, and there's no offer on the expired plate and the failed signal?
Not at this time, Your Honor. I believe
Okay.
Mr. L is planning on contesting those charges.
Is that correct, Mr. L?
Yes.
Okay, we'll set them for a hearing. February 14th at 9:30. Any additional matters for the record, counsel?
Nothing for the city, Your Honor.
Okay, you're all set, Mr. L. We'll see you on February 14th. Okay, is this L Rambo or Rambo L? You're muted. You have an attorney, sir?
No, I'm here by special appearance.
Okay, I'll put you in the private meeting room with the city attorney.
Your Honor, we've actually already met with Mr. Rambo L before. He was requesting a formal hearing on these 2 files.
Okay, sounds good. Formal hearings will be set for in-person appearance.
Actually, I filed a motion January 6th. Is when it went unanswered. I would like the court to dismiss this matter.
Okay, your motion to dismiss is denied.
How many days does the prosecutor have to answer my motion for demand for motion for challenge of jurisdiction that I submitted to the clerk and I've served everybody, all parties. How long does he have? Because that happened January 6th.
I see it's a motion to show authority.
And also a demand for dismissal, lack of jurisdiction, failure to introduce evidence of an injury in fact, challenges jurisdiction of the court to prosecute. That was filed January 6th.
We only have one motion attached to the file. I don't see the other motions that you're referencing, sir.
It's timestamped by the court. I have it right here.
I see a motion to show authority, which the court has denied. And then there was a memo that was attached. There was not any other motion. I don't read via Zoom.
It's filed with the clerk. Everybody was served.
Mr. Staples, did you get a copy of the motion he's referencing?
I see a copy of the motion to show authority in our file. I don't recognize it as any sort of valid motion or pleadings, but I see a copy of it in our file.
Agreed. That's the same the court has. It's a motion to show authority. The other motions that he's referencing was not properly filed with this court or served as the court, neither the court nor Mr. Staples' office is in receipt of it. The motion to show authority was denied, is not in proportion with the Michigan court rules. It does cite, however, Luke 11:46, the King James Version, Luke 11:52, as well as some other articles and treaties. But nonetheless, as indicated by Mr. Staples from the Office of City Attorney, this is not a lawful or appropriately filed motion, and for that reason, it was denied before this court. But we will.
Well, I like to challenge jurisdiction right now. I have the right to travel.
An appropriate motion with the court under the Michigan court rules to challenge jurisdiction. But what we won't do is entertain motions under the King James Version of the Bible. Okay.
That was a different motion you're referring to. That was the motion to show authority.
We don't have the other motion, sir. So you can file that motion. It's just we don't have it. I don't know why we only have one motion, that we don't have the other one you're referencing. So you'd have to file that and serve it on the city attorney. We'll give you time to do that. I'm going to set both of these matters for hearing, though.
I can't chill. You telling me I don't have the right to challenge jurisdiction right now? I want to challenge jurisdiction right now.
You can file a motion for challenging the jurisdiction, sir.
I can't do a verbal motion?
No, you cannot.
So you telling me I don't have the right to do a verbal motion?
You don't have a right to do that. You're going to file it in writing and you're going to serve it properly on the parties that you're filing it against. Okay, sir? March 14th at 10:30 in person at the court will be the date for the formal hearing, and then we'll hear any arguments on motions if necessary. Do you have any questions today, Mr. L? Okay, well, then you're all set. Thank you. Okay, you can have a seat. Thank you. Today's the date and time set for a formal hearing. I have, I believe, one witness on Zoom. Counsel, you can proceed.
Officer Vanderwerf, would you state your name for the records, please?
Oh, you want to call him? Let me.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Swear, man, no worries. Vanderwerf, can you raise your right hand? Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're going to give is the truth and the whole truth under the penalty of perjury?
Yes, Judge. So I was traveling southbound on King when I observed a pickup truck in front of me that was changing lanes, failing to use its signal. So at that time, I activated my overhead lights on the vehicle to initiate a traffic stop. And then I made contact with the driver, who was later identified as a Rambo L. In our contact, he ended up handing me a piece of paper. At brief glance, when I looked at the piece of paper, it appeared to have what I believe was certain MCL codes that the subject may have typed onto the piece of paper. When I had asked him for a driver's license or identification, he was not really very cooperative. I also don't believe I was provided any insurance. At that time, I decided to issue him a citation for failing to signal, changing lanes, and failing to display a valid license. And then also the license plate went through the system was expired.
Mr. L, did you want to question the witness?
Yes. The document that you were referring to, it was a travel document. I was showing you, I was traveling versus driving, and I tried to explain that to you. And then you held me on the side of the road for approximately an hour. I requested a supervisor because they might better understand what I was doing, and you never provided that for me. Is that correct?
That's actually incorrect, because the reason that you were held on the stop for as long as you were is because I was waiting for a supervisor. So when I realized the supervisor was not there, I contacted him by phone, at which time he said he was delayed. And when I came back up to the traffic stop, I did ask if you wanted to wait further for a sergeant, and I don't believe that you did. And then you drove off when you were free to go.
Yes. Is it correct that I was held on the road for approximately an hour waiting for this whole encounter to end?
I do not remember if it was an hour specifically, but I do remember that the time length was probably, I would say probably close to that at the very least.
Well, it was an hour, and it caused me to be late for my son's banquet. And and I never got to speak to a supervisor. That's all the questions I had.
Okay, any redirects?
No redirect, Your Honor.
Okay, any additional witnesses today?
None from the city.
Okay, Mr. L, are you calling any witnesses today, or did you want to give your own testimony?
I would like to, I have some, I have a defense, my motion.
Okay, well, you filed a motion?
Yeah, I filed a motion, served across the
When did
city
you file a
attorney.
motion?
It was filed, it was mailed February 18th.
You filed a motion and mailed it February 18th. Did you serve a copy?
To the clerk of the courts and also to the city attorney's office.
Did you receive any motion, sir?
Your Honor, we did receive a motion. It did not have any hearing date stated on it. We had no timetable for a response. I would be happy to respond to the motion on the record orally or provide the court with briefing if they would like.
The court didn't get a copy of the motion in February.
I sent it to the clerk. And,
Yeah, typically when that happens, it's just attached to the file. I don't have a copy of any motion.
Well, I did my due diligence. I sent a copy to him. He has his.
Well, I don't know that you did your due diligence, because when you file a motion, you got to get a hearing date for that motion. And so
who's supposed to give me a hearing?
you got to get the hearing date from the clerk's office.
From the clerk's office?
Yeah.
So why did they give me one?
Did you contact them for a hearing date?
I contacted them, yeah.
And asked for
And I
hearing
asked
dates
them,
for your
and I
motion?
asked when was my hearing. They confirmed that it was today.
For your motion.
And I asked, did I have a hearing date? And they said,
And you do have a hearing date, but that's not what I asked you. Did you ask them, did you have a hearing date for your motion?
for my motion.
Yes.
They didn't tell me, but I did provide to him an order for the motion that gave him 21 days to respond.
Okay, you can make your motion before the court, because I don't have a copy. You can make it now orally.
Okay, well, now comes the beneficiary for Rambo L, defendant in error, here by special appearance, not submitting to the court's jurisdiction, hereby moves the court to strike and dismiss the complaint filed by the officer Zenderbar. Am I pronouncing that right? Sorry if I'm not. For lack of ratification and commencement, no corpus delicti, no plaintiff, lacks jurisdiction, personal for firm jurisdiction. Christina Simmons being appointed as trustee, the prosecutors being appointed as co-trustee, I, Rambo L, an executor and beneficiary of a set of account. Also, I filed a declaration of non-citizenship nationality because I've done a name change. Where my point of authorities are the United States District of Columbia Corporation in Volume 20, Corpus Juris Section 1785. We find United States government as a foreign corporations with respect to the states. Since the corporation is fictitious, is a fictitious person, it can't see, speak, smell, or touch itself. It's a fiction in the real world. It needs a conducting, transmitting utility, allegiance, some sort of connection to a fictional person. Constitutional Amendment number 1, Congress shall make no law respecting an establishment of a religion, prohibiting free exercise thereof, abridging freedom of speech or right of press or right of people peaceful assemble, petition the government for redress of grievance. Number 5, Constitutional Amendment. The right of people should be secure in their person, houses, papers, in effect against unreasonable searches and seizures shall not be violated, and no warrant shall be issued upon probable cause supported by an oath or affirmation, particularly describing the place search of persons, things to be seized. And then number 7, Constitutional Amendment, suits at common law where value of controversy exceeding $20, the right of the jury trial shall be preserved, and no fact tried by a jury shall be otherwise re-examined in any court of the United States according to the rules of common law. I asked for a jury trial, I didn't get that. Rambo is a man, people, but not a person. I was not operating in commerce, nor was I a driver on the road for travel. A driver is an employee transporting goods or passengers. Rambo was just merely traveling in my private property. Here are some examples of my Supreme Court constitutional defenses. Number 1, case number 1, the right to travel is part of a liberty where a citizen cannot be deprived of due process under the 5th Amendment, Kent versus Duels, 357 U.S. 116, 125. Case number 2, I have the right to travel freely and unencumbered pursuant to Shapiro versus Thomas, 394 U.S.P. 618. That right is so basic, it doesn't even need to be mentioned. The state of Michigan arbitrarily and erroneously perverted my right into a privilege and issue a license and a fee for it. Murdoch versus Pennsylvania, 319 U.S. 105. Supreme Court trumps everything. Says that no state can convert a secured liberty into a privilege and issue a license and fee for it. Case number 4, Shuttle versus Birmingham, Alabama. It shows that I can ignore a license and engage in the right with a community. Case number 5, Marbury versus Madison, 5 U.S. 137 shows that any law in violation of the Constitution is null and void. Case number 6, Shuttleworth versus Birmingham, 373 U.S. 262 says I may ignore the license and the fee and engage with the right with the immunity. That means you can't punish me. And United States versus Bishop defines willfulness as an evil motive or intent to avoid a known duty task under the law with a morality certain. I submit I couldn't have been doing an evil task. I totally followed the Constitution in the Supreme Court. Bryers versus United States says it shows how the judge is supposed to interpret the Constitution, and it's supposed to be interpreted in the favor of me. A.M. Jurisprudence, Volume 16, Section 97 of the Constitutional Law section says it should be received as a liberal interpretation in favor of the citizen, especially true with respect to those who were designated to safeguard the liberty and security of the citizen in regards to both persons and property. See note 31, Bryers versus United States. No state may convert a liberty into a privilege. Murdoch versus Pennsylvania. An appearance ticket is not accusatory instrument. It doesn't confer jurisdiction over the defendant. People versus Gabay, 670 New York 2D 92517. I was not engaged in a commercial trade at the time of the alleged infraction, and I do not proceed to say a license is upon a constitutional detention. Motor vehicle means every description of a carrier drawn by mechanical power used in commercial purposes on the highway. There's neither injury nor trespasses, any trespasses. All crimes are commercial, 27 CFR 72.11, and every alleged crime has to have a nature and cause and be prosecuted by the name of the people of the state. I don't have a contract with the state. I don't see an injured party. I don't know why I'm here.
Any additional argument on your motion?
I would ask the court to dismiss this to failure to state a claim where relief can be granted.
The court has heard the argument. I'm first address your motion, Mr. L, and I'm going to deny your motion as clearly indicated in the response by the city. Your claims would be most appropriately brought before the Court of Claims, and so you can't challenge a constitutional issue in this court, okay? As it relates to the authority and the process to bring this matter before the district court as it relates to your civil infractions, you have an expired plate and a failure to signal. Again, a jurisdiction or venue before this court is appropriate. This is a situation or incident that occurred in the area of South MLK, Martin Luther King Boulevard. That's in the city of Lansing, Ingham County, state of Michigan. And so you're subject to the laws and the ordinances of the city of Lansing, but also the laws under the Michigan compiled laws. Here in this district court, we are subject to the Michigan court rules. And so although I gave leniency with your motion, it was not properly filed and or served. But it also does not comport with the Michigan compiled laws or Michigan court rules. And so for those reasons, it is denied. Now, as to the civil infraction, failed to signal an expired plate from December 3rd, 2022, we do not provide any valid dispute or defense to these civil infractions. You could have appeared and showed information that demonstrated you did have a valid plate at the time, or that you even have one now, which could reduce the citation, but that's not taking place. And so I'm going to sustain both violations of civil infractions. There's a fine of $125 on each. Okay, sir?
My next defense, am this done or can I say something else?
You can say something else. I asked you if you had any further defense, but you said.
My next defense would be, Michigan allows 72 hours to register any vehicle when it's first purchased. He never asked for anything. I never got a chance to explain myself on the side of the road.
Okay, do you have proof that you had just purchased it within 72 hours?
I don't have the title.
Okay, thank you, sir. If the defense is not meaningful, if you can't provide any evidence to support that defense. That being said, your fine is $125 on each file. When do you intend to make payment?
Do I have a chance to appeal this?
You can.
I would like to appeal.
Okay, you want to file an appeal? It's the civil infraction?
I want to file an appeal today.
Okay, you can file a motion for reconsideration. But you need to follow Michigan court rules, okay? We don't submit to the sovereign rules, okay? You take that to the sovereign court. On the record in the matter of the people of the state of Michigan versus Jernardo Edwards, file number 23-00747, council appearance.
Brian Ring on behalf of the people.
Somebody represent me.
I'm sorry?
I didn't understand how somebody represent me and I'm representing myself.
No
and I can't see myself on Zoom.
Nobody said they were representing you.
Oh, I thought that's what you just.
He said he was here on behalf of the people.
Oh, okay, my fault. I'm sorry, Your Honor.
Okay. You wish to represent yourself, sir?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and why
I can't see myself on the screen.
Okay. Are you under the influence of anything at this time?
No, ma'am.
Okay. I don't know why you can't see yourself on the screen.
I could just hear me and see you.
Okay.
But that's okay. That's okay. That's okay.
Okay. Okay. So you understand, sir, that you do have the right to have Court-appointed counsel represented at the expense of the public if you cannot afford to hire an attorney?
Yes.
Okay, and you wish to waive that, you say?
Yes, ma'am. Oh,
You know what?
one more
Mr.
other
Edwards,
thing,
you need to
ma'am.
appear in person. You need to appear in person today, okay?
How was I supposed to appear in person? I live in East Point, Michigan. That's down there by Detroit. I've been served a summons felony and not a complaint felony. I don't know what's going on, ma'am, and I want to avert the jurisdiction and read my warrant into record.
Okay,
I
well,
don't
you
know
need to do
what's
that
going
in
on,
the
man.
courtroom,
And I
okay?
know, and I understand this Zoom is illegal according to Tyler versus Illinois for US 400. I know it is. So I know I have to report, but you're going to have to give me some time because I don't have transportation.
Okay, when are you gonna get here?
You're going to have to at least give me a month. You're going to have to at least.
No, you're not getting a month.
You
You got a court date on the 13th.
I can't make it. I can't
Oh,
make it.
okay, well, then you'll get a warrant, okay?
I'm asking the court
If you don't
to
appear on
adjourn
the
it until
13th, you'll have a warrant for your arrest. We're not giving you a month to show up to court.
Ma'am, I'm asking the
Do
court
you have
to
any
adjourn.
questions at this time?
Yes.
What's your question, sir? I'm happy to answer them, but what I won't do is go back and forth with you about nonsense, okay?
Okay, yes. All right. I have a corn warrant. May I read it into record?
I'm sorry, you have what?
I have a corn warrant. I have a corn warrant. I have a corn warrant. Warrant is QUO warrant, and I have lack of jurisdiction and a motion to dismiss.
Okay, gotcha. Yeah, you need to file that with the court and serve it on the prosecutor. We're not reading that on the record today, okay?
We can't read it. All right. Well, since
No,
we
you need
can't
to
read it
file
on
it
the
with the
record,
court. You need to do an appropriate filing, and then you serve the prosecutor, okay?
I will, ma'am. But I have one more other thing. Since this is probable cause, can you at least let me know what my charges is and who is lodging the charges against me?
Yeah, did you appear for your arraignment on March 8th?
Yes, I did, ma'am. And they put me on a
were
personal
you advised
bond.
at the time of what you were being charged with?
She said something about larceny, but she didn't say from who.
It's exactly what you're being charged with, a larceny.
Yeah, right, but she didn't say from who.
You're being charged by the people of the state of Michigan for count 1 on or about August 19, 2022 through August 20th, 2022 at the area of 4600 Collins Road, City of Lansing, Ingham County, State of Michigan, for allegedly committing the act in count 1 of larceny, $1,000 or more, but less than $20,000. It alleges that you did commit the offense of larceny by stealing money that belonged to a Avonshire. The value of the property stolen $1,000 or more, but less than $20,000. This was contrary to Michigan Compile Law 750.356(3)A. That's a felony. Maximum penalty 5 years and or $10,000 in fines, or 3 times the value of the stolen property, whichever is greater. To impose a fine of 3 times the value, the defendant must admit the amount, or it must be determined by a trier of fact at trial. There's an habitual offender, 4th offense notice. So that would enhance the maximum penalty on this. It says take notice that the defendant was previously convicted of 3 or more felonies or attempts to commit felonies, and that on or about May 11, 2016, he was convicted of the offense of failure to return rented property, $1,000 to $20,000 in violation of MCL 750.36583A in the 16th Circuit Court of Macomb County. And that on or about March 7th, 1997, he was convicted of the offense of delivering, manufacturing less than 50 grams in violation of MCL 333.74012 A4 in the Fourth Circuit Court of Jackson County. In that on or about March 7th, 1997, he was convicted of the offense of carrying a concealed weapon in violation of MCL 750.224 in the Fourth Circuit Court of Jackson County. And that on or about March 7th, 1997, he was convicted of the offense of felon in possession in violation of MCL 750.224F in the Fourth Circuit Court of Jackson County. And that on or about February 5th, 1993, he was convicted of delivering, manufacturing less than 50 grams in violation of MCL 333.740.124A in the 31st Circuit Court of St. Clair County. And that on or about March 14th, 1991, he was convicted of the offense of delivering, manufacturing less than 50 grams in violation of MCL 333.740.124A in the Fourth Circuit of Jackson County. And that on or about August 5th, 1991, he was convicted of the offense of delivering, manufacturing less than 50 grams and contrary to MCL 333.740.124A in the 31st Circuit Court, St. Clair, and that therefore the penalties are a maximum of life if the primary offense was 5 years or more, or 15 years or less if the primary offense has a penalty of under 5 years. This is again a larceny with the maximum penalty of 5 years. So you are facing life as a maximum penalty. I ask you again, do you want court-appointed counsel?
Okay, ma'am. I wanna interject that the MCR 404B1 said you have to show conformity to the habitual, and there's no conformity, and is over 10 years old.
This is a probable cause conference. We don't have to show
It's over 10 years
conformity at
old,
a
man.
probable cause conference. So this is what we're going to do. We're going to see you in person next week, okay, sir?
I can't make it.
Well, if you don't make it, guess what's going to happen? A bench warrant will issue. You go ahead and have a good day. I got other cases to handle.
Can I call up my witnesses for next week, or do you want to?
Yeah.
I'm not threatening you. Say one more word and that's 30 days. 30 days.